Have you ever paused to ask yourself why your hand reaches instinctively for one shirt instead of another? Or why on some days you feel an inner resistance to wearing a particular color? Is it mere chance? Or is there a deeper language of vibration speaking through your choices? The color of your clothes is not simply a matter of style or outward appearance. It is an intimate conversation between your soul and the universal energy that flows through creation. Yogananda often reminded us that everything in this universe is vibration, and that color is the visible expression of subtle rays of energy. To understand how the colors you wear relate to your emotions is to understand how these vibrations weave into the very fabric of your consciousness. When you step into a garden, notice how the sight of flowers, each radiant with a different hue, awakens different moods within you. The soft lavender inspires tranquility, the red rose stirs passion and devotion, the yellow marigold uplifts with cheer, and the white lily calms with purity. In the same way, the clothes you wrap around yourself become your personal garden of vibrations, silently shaping the climate of your emotions, your aura, and even the responses of those who meet you. Let us journey into this sacred science of color as it was often hinted at by masters of wisdom, and see how each shade resonates with the chakras, the subtle centers of energy within, and how they can either uplift or disturb your emotional state. White, the radiance of purity. White is the sum of all colors, the symbol of the infinite light of spirit. When you wear white, you are aligning yourself with expansion, simplicity, and peace. Yogananda often wore white when giving discourses, for it carries a vibration that does not cling, but reflects. Just as the sun's rays bounce from a white surface, so does white clothing help your aura remain expansive and unburdened. Emotionally, white quiets restlessness. It is the color of surrender, of wiping the slate clean. On days when your heart feels heavy or confused, wearing white can help restore clarity. Spiritually, white resonates with the crown chakra at the top of the head, the gateway to divine consciousness. By surrounding yourself with this vibration, you are silently affirming, I am pure, I am whole, I am light. This is why spiritual traditions around the world have long associated white with holiness. The simple robe of white worn by monks is not an accident. It is a declaration that the aspirant seeks no entanglement with worldly desire, but only to reflect the light of God. Red, the fire of passion and courage. Red is the color of the root chakra, the seat of vitality, survival, and primal energy. It is the hue of fire, blood, and life force itself. When you wear red, you awaken courage, passion, and the will to act. It can stir your emotions, energize your body, and give you the boldness to face challenges. But red is double-edged. It can ignite devotion and enthusiasm when the mind is calm, or it can inflame anger and impatience if the emotions are already unsettled. This is why the yogi approaches red with balance. If you feel lethargic or uninspired, a touch of red may awaken strength. But if your heart is already restless, red may disturb your equilibrium. Think of red as the fire element, essential for warmth and life, but destructive if uncontrolled. Worn with awareness, it can help ground you in courage and determination, giving your emotions the spark they need to move forward with confidence. Blue, the depth of calmness and devotion. Blue is the color of the infinite sky and the deep ocean. It is the vibration of calmness, devotion, and truth. Yogananda often said that calmness is the cradle of power, and blue embodies this truth. It resonates strongly with the throat chakra, the center of expression, communication, and divine song. When you wear blue, you are inviting serenity into your emotional state. It cools anger, dissolves anxiety, and creates a sense of spaciousness in the mind. Saints are often depicted in blue robes to symbolize their deep devotion and their alignment with divine will. If your emotions are turbulent, blue helps you remember that behind every storm is the vast calmness of the sky. It teaches the soul that no matter how restless the surface waves, the depths of the ocean remain unmoved. Wearing blue becomes a silent affirmation of peace, patience, and harmony. Green, the healing harmony of nature. Green is the color of the heart chakra, the seat of love, compassion, and balance. It is the color of forests, grass, and renewal. When you wear green, you are clothing yourself in the vibration of healing and emotional equilibrium. Emotionally, green soothes sadness and restores hope. It balances extremes of mood, creating stability where there is chaos. Spiritually, it reminds the soul of its eternal connection with the rhythms of nature. Just as a walk in a lush forest can heal the weary mind, wearing green can align your emotions with renewal and compassion. Green is especially powerful when relationships feel strained or when the heart feels wounded. It whispers to the soul, "Be gentle, be forgiving, be whole." In times of stress, surrounding yourself with green can help heal both your inner atmosphere and your interactions with others. Yellow, the light of joy and wisdom. Yellow is the vibration of the solar plexus chakra, the center of willpower, intellect, and self-confidence. It is the color of the sun, radiant, cheerful, and life-giving. When you wear yellow, your emotions are lifted into joy and optimism. It stimulates the intellect, helping to clear confusion and inspire clarity of thought. Yogananda often emphasized the power of cheerfulness as a spiritual quality, and yellow embodies this divine joy. However, like the sun's rays, yellow can be intense. Too much can overstimulate the nervous system, creating restlessness or anxiety. But worn in harmony, it acts as a tonic for the emotions, dispelling gloom and awakening creative energy. Yellow teaches you to shine from within, to express your inner radiance without fear. It is the soul's reminder, "I am light, I am joy, I am wisdom." Purple and violet, the colors of intuition and spirit. Purple and violet resonate with the higher chakras, the third eye and crown. These colors symbolize intuition, higher wisdom, and spiritual awakening. They are the hues of mystics and seekers, drawing the mind upward toward the infinite. When you wear purple, you invite stillness, meditation, and insight. It calms the lower passions and opens the door to inner vision. Violet, in particular, carries a vibration of transformation. It dissolves the old and makes way for the new. Emotionally, purple helps in transcending personal struggles, giving perspective and detachment. It reminds you that your true home is not in fleeting emotions, but in the eternal presence of spirit. That is why temples, altars, and places of meditation often use these colors, to invite the vibration of divine wisdom. Black, the mystery of absorption and detachment. Black is often misunderstood. It absorbs light rather than reflecting it, symbolizing introspection, discipline, and withdrawal. Spiritually, black can represent detachment from the world, a willingness to turn inward. When you wear black, your emotions may become serious, introspective, or subdued. For some, this can bring focus and strength. For others, it can feel heavy or isolating. Saints often cautioned against too much black, for it can weigh down the emotions if worn without balance. Yet, used wisely, black acts as a shield, absorbing excessive external influences and protecting the aura. In moments of trial, black can remind the soul of the strength of inner silence, the power of standing firm amidst life's clamor. Orange and saffron, the flame of renunciation. Perhaps the most iconic color of yogis is saffron or orange. This hue resonates with the sacral chakra, the center of creative energy and desire, but in its spiritual expression, it symbolizes the transmutation of desire into divine aspiration. Yogis wear saffron not for fashion, but as a declaration. I burn away worldly attachments in the fire of renunciation. Emotionally, orange inspires enthusiasm, warmth, and a sense of sacrifice. It carries the vibration of both creativity and surrender, reminding the soul to channel its passions toward God. Saffron robes are not merely garments. They are spiritual flames worn on the body, proclaiming that the wearer seeks liberation above all else. The aura and the garment of light. Beyond the physical, each of us carries an aura, a field of subtle light that reflects our emotions, thoughts, and spiritual state. The clothes you wear interact with this aura, amplifying or diminishing certain vibrations. Bright, uplifting colors can expand your aura, while heavy, dull shades can contract it. Yogananda taught that the true garment of the soul is the light of spirit. In deep meditation, when you transcend the senses, you see colors of dazzling beauty. Golden light, blue rays, violet flames, that no earthly fabric can match. These are the true robes of the soul. Until then, your choice of physical color can serve as a reminder of the inner spectrum that awaits you in higher consciousness. Wearing with awareness. Ultimately, the teaching is not about rigid rules of color but about awareness. Do not wear blindly, but with conscious intention. Before dressing, pause for a moment. Feel your inner state and ask, what vibration will serve my soul today? Let your intuition guide you. Some days you may need the calming embrace of blue, on others the fire of red, or the balance of green. And there may be days when only white will satisfy your longing for purity. When chosen with awareness, your clothing becomes part of your spiritual practice. A silent prayer worn on the body. Beyond all colors, the deeper truth is that the soul transcends all colors. In samadhi, the yogi perceives the white radiance of spirit, which contains within it every hue of creation. When you realize your oneness with God, you no longer depend on outer colors to shape your emotions, for your very presence radiates the divine spectrum. But until that realization dawns, let the science of color be your companion. Use it to harmonize your emotions, uplift your mind, and remind yourself daily of the divine light that is your true essence. For in the end, whether clothed in white, red, blue, or any shade of this earthly spectrum, the most radiant garment you can wear is the aura of peace, love, and joy that comes from living in tune with God.